Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and happy Pride. So once again me and several other doll YouTuber friends decided to do a Pride collaboration inspired by the Pride flag. Each of us chose a very different color from the flag and each and every doll turned out beautiful. So make sure to check out the amazing dolls of Dollinks, Enchanterium, halicrafts, hextian. His name is Akin, Jackie O, Kiro's Workshop, Stitch Witch Customs, The Dolly Geek, and Wall Kitty's World. Make sure to check out all these beautiful Pride themed dolls. I will give the link to the videos in the description box. For my custom doll, I decided to go for green color because that was the last color which was left, and I'm just really happy to be able to get green color because I really love to work with greens on my dolls. So in the Pride flag, green means nature, so I just definitely wanted to do something very nature theme. So I just decided to build up my dragon collection and decided to do a nature dragon. So if you guys are brand new to my channel for the very first time, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification, and now without further ado, let's jump on to our video. For this repaint, I decided to go for Frankie Stein because of her beautiful skin tone and her face mold is very adorable. As usual, I'm starting by removing the doll original factory outfit. You can use this outfit for patrons as well as for other custom dolls, and this is very helpful. Using a very sharp scissors, I'm starting by removing the doll original factory hair and make sure to cut this as close to the sculpt as possible. After this, I'm using my hair dryer just to soften the doll head and to remove this very easily from the body. And once the head is successfully removed, after this I'm taking a screwdriver just to scrape out all of the gluey hair from the inside of the doll head. And using my X-Acto knife, I'm cutting the back part of the doll head, and using my scissors I'm just removing all the nasty gluey hair from the inside. And now the doll head is looking very good to me. I really love her cute factory paint, but still we have to use our pure acetone just to remove the doll original factory paint. And easy peasy, the doll face up is fully cleaned. Moving on to the doll body, which is the most challenging part in this repaint. Using Cleo body from MonsterHigh and using my brown watercolor pencil, I'm marking the places where I wanted to cut the doll legs. And using my Dremel, I'm just cutting the doll leg. Be careful when you are doing this step because it's really dangerous. And very easily one of the leg is successfully removed. So using my jeweler saw, I'm just doing the same thing with the other one. I just wanted to show you guys that you can achieve similar goals with different kind of materials. Using this broken Gulia body from my stock box, I just marked the places where I wanted to cut the doll legs, and using my Dremel, I'm just doing it. And now all the pieces are looking very good to me, but before assembling them together, I decided to take out my sandpapers and to start sanding the doll legs. This is very important because we just wanted to make everything as clear and as smooth as possible. And once the sanding part is all done, then I'm just taking my Dremel and I'm just adding tiny holes in the doll legs. I'm adding them to different part of the legs because I just wanted to add wires later on, so that way the wires will have something to hold on. And now everything is ready for assembling. Using my trusty hot glue gun, I'm just putting both of the pieces together. I know that hot glue gun is not the strongest option, but I'm just adding wires, and later on I will be also adding some super glue, so that way it will be very strong. I also inserted some very strong wires into the holes, so that way the legs would be super strong and they will be not breakable. And now I will be just doing the same thing with the other one. Now the doll legs are looking very good to me and I'm just really happy with the result. Now I'm just adding a tiny wire into the hole and attaching both of the pieces together. I also wanted to let you guys know that I'm not a professional in body modifications, so if I make some mistakes, please bear with me. And once all of the pieces are fully assembled together, then I'm using my hot glue gun just to add some meat to the doll body. And that way it will be much strong. You guys can also save epoxy when you apply much layers of hot glue gun and add a very thin layers of epoxy in the top, so it is the very cheapest way. And I'm just doing the same thing with the rest of the doll body. Moving on to the nails, so this time I was just confused that what to use, but then I found this plastic in my stock box, so I'm just adding these plastic nails to the doll legs using hot glue gun. In the end, I was just really happy that how the doll nails turned out because they were looking much realistic and I was really happy with the result. And now the doll body modification part is all complete. I'm just really happy. Using my epoxy sculpt, I'm just mixing similar amount of epoxy from both of the tubs, and after this I'm just starting mixing them together. Using my epoxy sculpt, I'm just adding very little amount of epoxy to the doll legs. With the help of your fingers and water, you can make the epoxy super smooth and that will look amazing. And now I'm just doing the same thing with the rest of the doll legs and the places where I just wanted to build more meat and hide all these imperfections. So epoxy sculpt is just amazing. So in this place my camera really decided to turn off and I was really not sure, so I just did all of the thing off screen and I'm really sorry that I don't have a clip for it. But now the doll legs are fully completed and I just really love it. Moving on to the doll antlers, so using my watercolor pencil, I marked the places where I wanted to add the antlers. After this, I just used my X-Acto knife to add some tiny holes to it. And using my jewelry wire, I'm just inserting the wire into the doll head. I just wanted to give her a very reindeer stag kind of antlers because that is what I really like. I also wanted to give it a very tree kind of texture and tree kind of effect, so I hope to achieve that. So with a lot of time and patience, the antler part is all complete and I'm really happy that how both of them are looking. I think that they are looking quite symmetrical. Using my X-Acto knife, I'm cutting the doll ears because we don't need them. I have found these Rochelle Goyle ears from my stock box and using super glue I'm just adding them to the doll. These are much more dragon-like and I really like them. So now this is one of the most secret thing which I was doing for a long time with my dolls and their antlers and different body modifications. I usually use hot glue gun for it because when it become dry then all the pieces are very flexible and you can just shape them on every kind of shape you like and it is very lightweight and cheap. Just like epoxy, I'm just building thin layers of hot glue gun to the antlers just to make them much more clean and to make them symmetrical. Make sure to wait for every layer to dry before applying another one. And now the antlers part is all complete and I'm really happy that how they turned out. Moving on to the doll body modification once again, and now I'm just adding all the cute and fancy details which a dragon have. Using my epoxy sculpt, I'm just adding all the tiny little details to the doll body. I'm also looking at dragon pictures off screen just to have some idea before putting any single detail onto my doll. And now enjoy the process of the sculpting, and if I have to tell you something special, then I will be right back. Using my X-Acto knife, I'm just adding some leafy texture to the doll, just to make this more nature theme and to make her much detailed. Now in this step I decided to add some more meat to the doll legs. And now I have added some different kind of scales on the doll legs just to make this more detailed. And for some reason this is one of my most favorite detail which I put on this doll because it have added so much detail and much more realism to my dragon doll. For the last minute detail, I decided to add some more tiny scales around the doll legs and veins just to make it a bit more realistic. And now the doll body is all complete and I'm really happy that how the scales and all the body modifications turned out. This is going to be one of the most detailed doll which I have ever made. Moving on to the painting stage, which is one of my most favorite step when it comes to any repaint. So using my white color of acrylic paint, I am just adding very thin layers of acrylic paint to the doll. I have tell you this in a lot of my videos, but building layers is the key whenever it comes to doll face-ups or just body coloring, because whenever you build very thin layer of acrylic paint, then there would be not any kind of strokes and it will look much more clean and perfect. And the reason that I choose white color is my base because I wanted to build different green colors, maybe some lighter greens and darker greens, so I just want a very clean white canvas to work with. And if you want some faster results of drying, then use your hair dryer because it's your best friend and it works perfectly. Once I'm happy with the white color, then I have taken my green color of acrylic paint and I'm just painting the rest of the doll. I think that the green color is looking much more pretty. I just decided to go for the same color of Frankie for the doll body and also her face. Moving on to the antlers, so using my watered down acrylic paint, I'm just painting the doll antlers using my brown color of acrylic paint. Building different kind of brown, greens and orange color of acrylic paint to the antlers just to give it a more natural and realistic kind of effect. I also added some black color just to pop out the colors and to make it more realistic. For some last detail, I decided to add some lighter and darker greens just to give it a more tree kind of effect, and it will also look that there is some kind of moss on the tree, which will look much realistic. And the antler is all complete, and I'm really happy with the result. Moving on to the doll body, so I'm just doing the same thing which I have done on the doll antlers. At first I build thin layer of brown acrylic paint, and after this I will be building different kind of greens and browns and black colors. And now I'm just adding some lighter greens just to pop out all the details. I have also did some body blushing on one side of the doll hand, and now I'm just repeating the same thing with the other one, and you can use watered down acrylic paint for it. For the base color of the scales, I decided to go for yellow color, and later on I will just add some more different colors. For the scale, I go for yellow color, and for the rest of the legs, I decided to go for dark green color. And now the doll body is looking very good to me, and I'm really happy with the result. The green color is popping out so much, and I just really love it. And now for the scales, I'm going for very light green color. And I'm just building 2 layers of green just to make it much opaque. For the nails, I am going for black color, and this took me around only 1 layer. And I think that the black nails look much more good, and I have seen this in a lot of dragon pictures, so it looks fantastic. And I also decided to add some more details using my very tiny brush. That way all the scales will look much more visible. For the last minute detail, I added some nail polish to the doll, and with that the doll body modification and coloring is all complete. I didn't expect that she will look that much cute, and I just really love her. Now I'm just sealing the doll using my Mr. Super Clear sealant, and make sure to wear a filtration mask. I'm giving this around 4 layers of sealant and waiting for each layer to dry before applying another one. Moving on to the doll face up, so using my makeup brush, I'm just applying some soft pastel all around the doll face up. Using my green watercolor pencil, I am sketching out the doll irises, and face ups are one of my most favorite steps when it comes to doll repaints. Using my very tiny brush and white acrylic paint, I am filling out the doll scleras. I'm not using any kind of watercolor pencil for the doll scleras because I just don't like white watercolor pencil. It don't have any kind of opacity, and the white acrylic paint always work for me. Using some blue and green colors, I'm just adding them to the doll irises just to give it a more realistic kind of look. And using my makeup brush, I'm just blushing out the doll eyebrows. I just wanted to give her a more innocent and cute kind of look, so that way I'm not going for very arched eyebrows. Using my green watercolor pencil, I am starting by sketching out the doll eyebrows. Using my white acrylic paint, I am highlighting the doll brow bones. Using some black watercolor pencil, I am adding some shadows to the tip of the doll eyebrows. Using a soft makeup brush, I am adding some brown colors to the doll eyeshadow. Using a very tiny makeup brush, I added some green to the doll eyes, and I'm just adding more and more greens, and I just wanted to make this very smoky. Using a soft makeup brush, I added some orange blushing to the doll cheeks and lips. And I have did the doll lips and some other work off screen because lips are one of the most challenging part for me when it comes to any doll face up. Using my black watercolor pencil, I added some very thin eyelashes, and I think that eyelashes add a lot more detail to your doll face up. And at last I added some eye shines, adding some very tiny freckles all around the doll face, and with that my doll face up would be all complete. I'm really happy that how the doll face turned out. I think that this is very green and cute and beautiful. And what do you guys think about this? Please let me know in the comment section. Moving on to the doll wings, so I have prepared this armature off screen because it was very tricky, but it was very similar to the doll antlers. And now using my hot glue gun, I'm just building very thin layer of hot glue gun and waiting for each layer to dry before applying another one. The wings are looking very good to me. I really love the armature because this is very flexible, and using my green acrylic paint I added a little bit of Mod Podge to it, and now I'm just building thin layer of acrylic paint, and maybe this took me around 4 to 5 layers. And now the wing structure is all done, and I just really love that how this looks. So recently I have got some leaves and flowers for my customs, and now I'm just taking this leaf and cutting this in half. And once we have got a very good amount, then I'm using my hot glue gun and I'm just applying all these leaves to the wings. You can just apply them however you want, and this is just my very favorite step. I just also have a lot more ideas for my future dragon dolls, so I just can't wait to show all of them to you guys. And now I'm just doing the same thing with the other one. Once I have applied a few leaves to the back part, then I'm just adding some more to the front part of it just to make it clean. And with that, the wings are all complete, and I just really love that how flexible and leafy and green this looks. And what do you guys think about this? Please let me know in the comment section. Moving on to the doll hair, so I decided to go for acrylic yarn and using these colors, and I'm using my rerouting tool and starting my rerouting process. I'm just only rerouting the hairline, and for the rest of the doll hair I decided to glue everything. And now I'm just doing the same thing with the rest of the doll hairline, and for the back part I'm using my hot glue gun. I'm just adding layer by layer of acrylic yarn until we reach the top of the doll head. For the hairstyle, I also made this very tiny ball from acrylic yarn, and now I'm just adding the hair to it, so that way the puff and it will look very poofy and it will have some texture which I really like. And for the last minute touches, I added some braids. I think that the hair is looking very raw and beautiful. For some more details to the antlers, I decided to attach all these leaves, so using my hot glue gun, I'm just applying them one by one. I'm sorry guys that the color is changing a lot, because this time I was trying different lights and different cameras, so there are a lot of color shiftings in this video which I'm really sorry about. And once the antlers are all complete, then I added the wings, and look at the wings, they are very flexible and I'm just super in love with this technique. Make sure to try this technique on your dolls, and don't forget to tag me on my Instagram, so I will also share your posts. And now we only have to work on the doll tail, so I have cutted the tail shape from a very stretchy fabric, and now I'm just adding wire in the center of it. After this, I will sew both of the pieces together. And once the sewing part is all complete, then I just flip this inside out, and after this I have used these cotton fluff which was left over from a lot of reroutings. And now I'm just adding the yarn to the tail. I also sewed the end of it, so that way the yarn will not come off easily, and at last I just used my hot glue gun and I just added the tail to my doll. I also added a leaf at the end of the tail just to make it more nature type. So there was some difference between the green of my doll and the tail, so I just easily fixed this problem using my green color of acrylic paint, and make sure to give it about 3 to 4 layers. For some last minute touches, I added some green flowers to the doll hair. I also added some fabrics around the doll waist just to give it some more detail, and with that my doll is all complete. I'm really happy that how she turned out, and I just named her Nature because she's just giving me a lot of beautiful nature vibes, which I really like. And what do you guys think about her? What is your favorite thing about her? I'm just super proud of how this custom turned out. And don't forget to check out all my other doll friend videos, because all their dolls are super beautiful and they have put a lot of effort into them. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, and also don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you guys very soon next week. Goodbye.